Alright, I guess we're gonna start putting this damn thing back together. So, this guy went on here, like that, with the wires going in there. And you can see right where the screws went, hopefully. Well, looks like they have 2 washers each, and don't really know what kind of locking compound they had, so we're just going to go with red. Well, hopefully that's okay. So now we put that guy back on, and that is exactly how that was. Got my threads pretty damn messed up here, but we're gonna make a honest attempt to put this back on. Luckily, it goes on so poorly, I don't think that it will be coming off anytime soon. Yeah. Just a word of advice when you pull this off, don't booger up the threads with the little tapered thread puller. It's a trap. It is a trap. $90 foot-pounds, apparently. Recoil hub, 96 to 100 inch-pounds. 12 newton meters. Here's for those that need oil pump mounting. Alright, we got the all this stuff on. I didn't film it, but I put the water pump cover on, torque all these bolts kind of in a outside pattern, 9 foot-pounds, I believe. And now I'm putting the engine straps on. I marked them left and right. I believe Polaris calls them a different kind of left and right, but that's okay. Pretty sure you're supposed to put some red Loctite on there. Not 100% sure.
Had something in it previously. Alright, then I get
torque to 48 foot-pounds. The cover on, which I could have done earlier, but did not. Ooh, and the bolts for that. Where did I put the bolts? Torque spec for this, so we're just going to give her the old guess. Grab it here and here, I guess. I don't know. Lift with your legs now. And then just casually bend your back over this big motherfucker. Ooh. Alright. So for some reason it came out really easily. but it will not go back in without adjusting this adjuster. I was really hoping to keep it the way it was. It's just not happening. So there. Easy. Now we're gonna hook this up first because why not? Then we'll put that back where it was. I believe it went that way, but I'm not sure. Well, hopefully that's about where that was. Not 100% sure. And 5 threads is where that was previously. We'll just... Sure. I don't know. I don't know. Now, we got washers that I should have probably cleaned. This goes there. I'm going to assume these can handle some red Loctite, but I don't know. There's no specification on this in the book. We are just guessing. I guess this is pretty unnecessary. They are lock nuts. All right, a wrench it is. Don't really know how tight to make these. We're just gonna go what feels right to the heart. This is fun. Cool. We have plugs. What plugs into what, you ask? Well, we have this connection here, and I'm not sure if it matters what side of the steering it goes on, because that doesn't really move. Now, these two, now we have these two coming out of here. Alright, so this goes over the top here. These go in here like that. Okay, so looks like we got the white and black plugs in here. Now the red and green plugs in here. I said the red and green plugs in here. Okay, thank you. We will be back after a momentary break. Alright, currently not enjoying myself because I don't know which one of these is supposed to plug in where. Going back and looking at my video, I didn't really mention anything. It looks like this one's on top, and that is the educated guess I'm going to give it. I don't really know what to do if that doesn't work. But we'll plug those in, you know. Now this thing, it's like an exhaust sensor. I actually do know how that plugged in, because that's a little more obvious. And then this guy goes here, like that, I think. Oh shit. Maybe not. Well, shit. Seems like it would be the longer one, but that one matches the colors a little better. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, this plug and this, I'm assuming like a temperature sensor plug, are exactly the same, because Polaris is just a bunch of fucking asshats. So, and my idiot ass did not do anything special. In fact, I believe I actually tried to put tape on this, and then the tape fell off, so. Should have used some kind of, like a marker or something. I'm hoping this is it, like brown and black to black, black and white to black and white. That's the logic here. Don't know. Not really anything I can do about it. I tried to go back in my video and see what was happening, and, yeah, no, I can't. I can't see these stupid little wires that well. So, that's really dumb. Anyway. Hopefully that works. And I do believe that I have the spark plugs correct. Hopefully. They kind of look like it. Alright, I think that I messed this up, though. That's supposed to go underneath here. That makes more sense. Okay. Now, I'm thinking let me put this on like that. Okay, make sure that's all on there really well. Alright. Oh, wow. Now, put the main one on. Now this was held on with this kind of band thingy, I guess. I don't really know. I mean, I don't know if I like the way that all looks, but sure. Okay. Now the rope. So you can hold that there. Now, this goes in here. You pull it out. And then you make a knot. And you try to make it small. Alright. Now we have a pull rope. Okay. This exhaust gel nut is good as we can get it. And now this guy. See this round hole goes over top of that. I thought. Okay. Oh, fucking ass. Oh, wow. These are some tough springs, not gonna lie. Alright, these springs go up here. Like that. Sensor may have been easier to do while the pipe was still out. Nah. Oh my. Okay. Well, I really don't want to have to take this can out again. I took it out to paint it, and let me tell you, not easy. Alright. That was only really hard. Okay. Now I do have a bunch of zip ties that I need to go through and just to keep all this stuff from flip-flopping around, but we're not going to worry about that now until we see if this thing actually runs. Yeah, this needs to be zip tied up. It's just zip tied to that. I don't know why. On the normal Polaris, that goes on the airbox, so I'm not entirely sure why my airbox doesn't even have the spot for it. So I don't really know. First things first, fuel pump over there. Well, actually, I'll put these in here out of the way, and before I forget. Okay, those go there. Anyway, the fuel pump. So, this line. And that gives vacuum to the fuel pump so that it can pump the fuel into the carburetors. Okay, carburetors. Alright, so we are going to spread its cheeks on the other side of that electrical. Shove it in there. I'm gonna pull it back out because the damn clamp won't move. Now we're gonna put it in. I'm not gonna tighten the clamp yet. I'll show you why. Alright. Now this air box. Take the filter off so I can grab it. Airbox goes on over top of this crap. Maybe. So, need to leave the carbs loose to try to get them inside of the airbox. Because it would seem that the bottom of this one is not going on. Well, it is. The airbox is just being kind of a Chad. You know, I left the fuel lines connected, and the top's all the cables connected. Oh no, I disconnected this fuel line. Well, where the hell's that? Right here, okay. Pop that fuel line on. Oh, I see why I disconnected that. Get it the hell out of the way. So I have these dial-a-jets. You probably don't. If you don't, then good. You don't have to worry. But I have to get this dumb little bastard on with nowhere for my hands to go. The fuel line back. Hook that up. I don't think that's the right size either. Okay, we got one. We got two. Now, normal airboxes have a mount here. I'm pretty convinced this is not the right airbox for my sled. So I actually have to run zip ties to this. There are a lot of zip ties and everything. Turn the fuel on. There are a lot of things that hold all kinds of stuff together, but I would like to actually see if this runs first, and hopefully I don't have to mess with a whole bunch of other crap, and then I'll go through and I'll secure all this stuff so it doesn't stuff doesn't move around and rub. But first we're gonna have to do the fun part, the seeing if it runs. So this is the primary clutch. The primary clutch goes on right here. You just gotta shove it on as far as you can. And then the bolt goes in here. Make sure you got the washers. Now, I do believe that gets torqued to 100, 90 or 100. We're just gonna go 90 right now because I can't remember. Oh yeah, you know what? If you have to grease your crank seal, which I already did, you're gonna want to do that before you put this primary clutch on. Huh. Sorry, I'm not mentioning that. Now this is a handy-dandy tool, so that way you can torque the clutch. They do make clutch holders. I don't have one. You can also use a strap wrench, like a rubber strap wrench. Now, we add coolant. I need a funnel. I just cleaned this whole thing. Now that fills the whole cooling system, runs under here, gets splashed with snow. And we got where it says full cold, and that's the highest point, so there's probably just some air bubbles in there. What I believe we have to do is fire it up, get it up to operating temp, and then we'll crack the bleeder. And once the thermostat's open, everything's flowing, crack that bleeder. Yeah, should be going.
glad you could go on this journey with me. I got luckier than I usually do. I'm now going to zip tie these together, get these wires up so they're not like flopping around, and then I got to zip tie the coil. The coil apparently goes zip tied on to there, I guess. I don't really know why. I will edit the timestamps of how long all this crap took me. Complete amateur. And now I'm going to polish my clutches, put that back on, and take the skid off. And then once I verify that the track and everything spins when I get that back together, we're going to summarize this thing because it is late April.